Just to come out of here with a win after the way the last 2 weeks have been, how uplifting is that, or what kind of sentiment do you have out of it?
Yeah, it's very uplifting. Feels good, especially the way that we played. Thought we played pretty much like solid most of the game. They played a good game, Detroit did, and we took their hit. And everybody contributed. Everybody went out there, contributed. As far as like KJ's offensive rebounding down the stretch, Jabari's big defensive plays, Alpe's rebounding and defensive plays, and obviously his passing in the first half. Jalen and Scoot were like amazing and efficient. Both of them were super efficient. And then Bobby's minutes were huge. So when we went to the zone, he was great. He manned the middle, made it a little bit harder for them, took them out of their rhythm. They were getting a rhythm in the pick and roll game, took them out of their rhythm. And Tari, you know, he struggled around the rim, but he did make a big three when the things were kind of teetering. So I was happy for the group.
First time this season that Kevin and Jalen both scored 30-plus in the same game. What was working so well for them tonight compared to previous games where, you know, one would have a lot of success and maybe the other one not so much and vice versa?
Yeah, I mean, we kept running that. Mahmoud's been telling me to put that pick and roll in for a month, and I finally did it tonight. And Rick Higgins was like, put it in. So I'd put it in tonight. And they went. They were playing off each other. They were getting downhill. If they drew the second defender, they'd make the play to the other one. So they were just, you know, playing off each other. And again, they were both playing downhill. I think we saw a lot less of them kind of bouncing things out and more of them just attacking and making the reads.
Coach, we were talking about this, before the game, about how the team should, keep up the momentum and going into the final few minutes, and the team was able to accomplish that tonight, able to outscore the Pistons by 7 in the fourth quarter. So,
yeah.
Can you tell me how the team was able to maintain momentum in this game specifically?
Yeah, so we had some big rebounds that we executed fine down the stretch, but some of the rebounds and some of the opportunities where we got to the free throw line, we could have made a few more free throws, but overall, to answer your question, it was just more poise than anything else. It was poise on the defensive end where we were good with our coverages and got our hand on a few basketballs that we needed to, and then offensively we executed, and then when we didn't get what we wanted, we were crashing the offensive glass and making the plays.
You mentioned executing offensively late in the game, like a minute and a half left, 3-point game, and run that little play for Jalen passing to Kevin Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Is that a difference, late game situations where now there's a little more ball movement and not trying to do everything yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those guys are starting to see, they're starting to trust that when that second defender is there, they can give it up and something good will happen. So, yeah, they were they were both pretty dynamic tonight. It was fun to watch those two play.
The ability, neither team was making shots in the fourth quarter, but the ability to get to the line as much as you did in that quarter, did that just show just an aggressiveness from your team? It
did. It showed an aggressiveness as far as playing downhill. It showed an aggressiveness as far as getting to the glass. KJ, Alpe, just being on the glass consistently because we were running that two-man action, and it's easy to kind of get caught standing and watching in those situations when you have just two guys kind of in the action, but they stayed in it. Jabari too, stayed in it. And again, we could have made a few more free throws. It would have been a wider margin, but we made enough.
This season you've talked about growth and development, and over the last couple of games you've seen that from Kevin, you've seen that from Jalen as far as the efficiency is concerned.
Yep.
Was tonight what you've seen it all come together?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it should look like. It should look like Alpe with the double-double with 7 assists. It should look like Jalen and Scoot having 30. It's not going to happen every night, but if you're asking if this is what ideal looks like, yeah, offensively, this is what ideal looks like. Jabari with 13 and 11, and KJ with 15 and not one play run for him. His consistency, and then the guys off the bench, Josh and Bobby and Tari, and the defense in the fourth quarter where sometimes it gets a little shaky for us. We buckled down, got the 50-50 balls, were on the defensive glass, and made it hard on them, and that's all we want to do.
You ever talk to them about being a deadly 1-2 combination?
Not specifically. I mean, they know how much confidence I have. If they don't know how much confidence I have in them, then something's wrong. But I have a bunch of confidence in them, and yeah, I was proud of the way they played.
Coach, you mentioned the defense. I thought the defense was really strong late, so
Yeah.
the team was able to get a couple of steals as well. So
Yep.
can you speak to how the team was able to be great defensively?
Yeah, Alpie was a big part of it. He was struggling early with the pick and roll stuff, and then he was making plays, getting his hand on the ball, rebounding. Jalen guarded Ivy towards the end of the fourth, or like middle of the fourth quarter. Once KPJ got his 5th foul, Jalen went to Ivy and did a good job on him. I mean, Scoot did a good job on him too, but just the energy on the defensive end was good, and us getting after every basketball that was available, whether it was on the glass or on the floor.